We have some things we need to clear up.
Lots of things.
You're supposed to be serious.
Oh, I was trying to be serious. Hold on.
Serious face. We have some things we need to clear up.
Lots of things. Start. Where should I be looking? Like at the camera or at you? Like.
Should we start with? We should 3, 2, 1. Hi, YouTube family.
Should we like?
No, that first part's gonna be the sad part.
Okay, so let's do the sad part first, and then we'll do hi,
that
YouTube
was
family.
the sad part.
Okay, do you want to do it more though? Because we
No,
want.
that was pretty sad.
Okay. Okay, ready? 3,
And then we'll just.
2, 1.
Hi,
Hi,
YouTube
YouTube family. My name is Elysia English.
And I'm Philip English.
Welcome back to our channel. We are in the camper.
We are sitting on Jack right now, and we haven't been in the camper for a very long time, so this feels pretty natural. Feels pretty good being back in the camper, sitting on Jack, our think couch. We've been thinking.
We've been doing a lot of thinking. We've actually been sitting in here doing thinking, but we haven't been filming in the camper, and there's lots of reasons for that. There's some good reasons and some bad reasons and some things we want to share with you guys. And we have a few other things about our channel that we need to talk about. And then we have the biggest breaking news to share with our YouTube family that we have been dying to tell you this week, but we had to wait till there were some things that were finished before we could share with you.
Gonna share with them at the end of this video?
The end of this video.
Oh, YouTube family, stay to the end of this video so you can hear this breaking news. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So the first thing I want to do is tell you that there's been a lot of jumping around with our content.
Yes.
And we read all of the comments. Every single comment that gets left, we read. Philip and I both.
Yes.
And we know that you're waiting for more camper videos.
Yes.
And we know that you're upset, some of you, that we have jumped around our content.
A lot of you.
And there's reasons for all of it. So please just know that we are not people that will start a project and abandon it.
No.
If we are jumping around, it's because sometimes we're waiting for parts. The world issues happened the same weekend we bought the camper.
Yes.
So we've been having a hard time getting parts. We're also waiting for permits for things to be able to actually process next things on projects.
Some things are out of our control.
Completely.
They're completely out of our control, but
some things are our control.
Absolutely.
Like sometimes we get amazing sponsorship offers with our only brand that we work for sponsorships, which is Home Hardware. And so who we love, you will see us or hear us say in the videos, this video is sponsored by Home Hardware. Thank you for the support. If we're mentioning Home Hardware in any other videos, it's just because we literally use those products and we love it.
Yes.
The only time those videos are paid for and sponsored and part of a partnership with them is when we actually tell you in the video. And on the video, it will also tell you from YouTube that it is a paid promotion project, so you guys will know. So the studio build, for example, was a sponsorship partnership with our favorite brand, Home Hardware.
Which, if you haven't checked out, go start from the start, because that series is amazing.
We will be finishing the interior of that project.
Absolutely.
We are waiting on our permit sign to be able to get in and start drywalling.
Yes.
Totally out of our hands. We will get back into that as soon as we can.
The material is here
it's
right
all in
now.
the studio.
Yes.
Yeah. We can't work on anything until we're told we can. So we're also working on becoming more minimalist. So you'll notice that we did touch on that a little bit, but what we realized is that our house, the way that it's been, which is original, we knew we bought this house as a fixer-upper, was going to need a lot of work that when Philip and I both worked out of the house full-time, we did not have time to do. I ran a business, worked full-time. Philip worked more than full-time hours. We had 2 very small children at that time. And so right now, we're working our way through each and every room that you guys are seeing, making the spaces how we need it to be and minimalizing everything.
Absolutely.
So even though we're building and renovating, we're making the proper storage. We're going through every single item. You guys don't see behind the scenes necessarily everything that we're getting rid of to be able to do this. So we are working on also being more minimalist and eco-friendly and a little more off-grid with what we're doing in the house.
Wow, off-grid.
Pretty cool. So jumping around on content is something that sometimes is unavoidable, and sometimes we do it for a reason. So just please trust us on our end that if we're not finishing something right at that time, that there's a reason for it. And to reply to that many messages or to talk about it in every video is just kind of exhausting. So we just want you guys to know what we're thinking and why those things kind of happen.
Yeah.
So enough about that. We are in the camper and we are going to finish the camper. So we're really, really excited about actually processing and finishing now that we have a few parts here and we've got a little bit more information as to what we're going to be doing with the camper. But before we talk about that, we almost made the biggest mistake of our life, almost, not really of our life, but the biggest mistake in a really long time in regards to the camper.
You're like, no,
maybe we've made
some pretty big mistakes before. I love that. No, yeah.
Okay.
But absolutely, we almost made the biggest mistake of our life. And regrettably, I don't understand.
I'm glad the universe clearly intervened.
Yes. Yeah. For sure.
So about 2 weeks ago, I actually sold the camper. I know. I sold the camper because we basically knew at that moment that it was going to be probably at least a couple of years before we can travel with the camper. World issues, YouTube, lots of different situations behind the scenes that you guys maybe don't know all about. So we were like, this camper's going to sit here. We've put a lot of time and money into it, and we would rather somebody enjoy it who would use it right now than have it sit and rot in our driveway and literally be not used at all. And so I actually sold the camper, took a deposit for the camper, gave the woman the paperwork for the camper, and then 2 days later realized on her end that she really decided what she wanted to do with the camper and that it wasn't going to be a good fit.
No.
So I said, not a problem. Life decisions change. I change my mind all the time. And so I gave her back her deposit. She brought back the paperwork and we still owned the camper. 2 days later, I had a young girl and her mom come who wanted to actually live full time in our camper, who was super excited to come back a second day and bring another family member of hers to test everything out, to give me the money. Yeah, to give me the money for the camper. A snowstorm happened and I canceled and said, today, I don't want you guys driving here today.
It's too dangerous.
Yeah, let's reschedule. I'm not in a rush for the money. I'm not in the rush for the camper to go. Come back next week when the weather is better. Then something else happened, which we're super excited to tell you guys. And I'm so glad that the universe told the woman she needed something different for her project and gave us a snowstorm, which meant that we canceled an appointment because we now need our camper. We always wanted to finish the camper, just for the record. It was never our intent to sell it, but we thought that we had no idea these world issues were going to happen when we bought the camper, and we just aren't that comfortable traveling point to point with the camper and the kids right now with the way things are going. And so it could be quite some time before we actually would be able to do that. So that was why I thought,
enough to do it.
Yeah, we might as well just get rid of the camper and figure out what we're going to do after. But you want to tell them? So good thing we have the camper, because what was one of our goals for YouTube? First of all, we had 3 main goals this year. One I can't tell you yet because it's part of our news for next week. But it was one of my main top 3 goals for 2020.
For 2020, it was the main top goal for 2020. If you go back for as long as we started our think board and thinking, that definitely it was on the top of the list for 2020. Yes.
Okay, so you'll find that out next week.
Yes. Number 2.
Number 2 was that we wanted to hit 100,000 subscribers, which we did quite a few months ago, and we're super excited. You guys gave us so much support, and we met that goal way faster than we ever thought that we would.
So fun.
And the third goal was our news we have to share with you guys today. So we are hoping that we're 3 for 3 for 2020 to lead us into amazing stuff for 2021. You want to tell them?
Elysia is now a proud landowner.
We bought land in Nova Scotia.
We did.
So, I'm so excited. So we are now proud owners of 8.7 acres in Cape Breton Island, and we own a piece of Nova Scotia.
Oh my goodness.
So this is imperative that the universe did not sell our camper this past week and a half or so.
We need it.
We need our camper, which is what our original plan for the camper was. So we're so excited. The boys are literally over the moon.
Yes.
We're making lists of all the things that we need to get together and plan. So what we've purchased basically is almost 9 acres of forest. So this is going to be such an adventure to create kind of our seasonal, just to be clear. We're not selling our house. We're not doing these renovations and showing you guys because we're selling. We are keeping our house. We have no intentions on ever selling our home. This is our dream home. We love it here.
We love our house and where it is.
Yeah. So some of the details of our property are exactly what we're looking for the type of adventure that buying this land is going to bring. Do you want to tell them about the property?
Just under 9 acres. It's right by the coast. So we do have oceanfront property. There's a massive pond for Dayton, which you can get to the ocean from the pond.
Where there will be ducks.
Where there will be ducks.
We had to research that.
Yes.
We're actually very close to where some of the migration happens with the whales that we are so in love with.
Oh yeah, that was, yes. One of the main reasons why we bought this property, it is right where the big migration for a whole bunch of humpbacks, they stop and they feed right where we purchase. So right at the edge of our property, we should be able to watch some whales and some dolphins and maybe some sharks.
Our orcas. We looked up a bunch of different creatures that would come by our area. We've looked up everything we possibly can.
Yeah.
So a couple of things. Because it is completely forested, we know that there's no entrance to our property.
No.
Which means that we will have to find what access point we want to call our entrance and actually cut our way in to even be able to get the camper into this area to be able to actually do a clearing for us to make camp. Yes. We're hoping to do, fingers crossed, some building there this year. We don't want to give you guys too much information because we aren't exactly figured out what we want to do yet.
No.
So over the next couple of months, that's all stuff that we're going to be able to share with you guys once we know that things are actually, ironed out and we know 100% what we're going to be doing, because we never want to tell you we're going to do something that we don't already 100% know that we're doing.
No, but what we can tell you is we are going there. And we are going to bring our YouTube family along for the journey. So you're going to see everything of our new off-grid property.
There's no electricity. There's no there's no water. There's no nothing. This is completely off-grid, right?
Yeah. There's no electricity. There's no water. There's no hydro. This is 100% off-grid location. There's no houses around. There's no people living. It's just, it will be us, our acres, and then ocean.
And our YouTube family.
So it is an adventure to have, for sure.
It's going to be amazing. And our boys are the perfect age at 9 and 11 to go and do this grand adventure. And we are totally up for the adventure. We don't know what this adventure is going to bring for us, but we know that with so many people supporting behind us and our family togetherness time and the memories that we can make on this property, that we are so excited. So this is finalized. We have signed. This is our property 100%. We're super excited. We won't be able to go there until the spring, so we'll have lots of time to be able to prepare and get a lot of things ready to go. The season, obviously, for us here is winter, and so it's just not safe for us to actually travel right now with the camper and the kids to get there.
And really, when we don't really know what we're in for until we get there, so we know there is going to be some cutting trees down and some maybe staying outside of our area before we can actually get in. So we don't really know.
It's literally the biggest adventure.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is the biggest adventure. And you guys are you have to stay tuned.
Yeah, you don't want to miss what's going to come up, because good or bad, we're bringing you guys along with it. When we're buying a property sight unseen based on the information we have, it doesn't get much more adventurous than that. But we figured the way that this year has gone, and we're really up for the adventure, and we're really up for making these huge changes for us to do some off-grid work. And we're really excited to be able to know that every year in the warmer months, we can go to our property and do different things there than we can do here at our home for a change of scenery for not only our family, but our content and everything else. So this is going to be pretty awesome. But we were dying to tell you guys.
We had to tell you.
We are so excited to bring you guys along on this and to share with you guys that we just bought this. We literally just found out for sure that we got it last night. So we're definitely having a little celebration over here. Let us know what you guys think down in the comment section. We will reveal sooner to the time of us actually going where exactly the property is and more about it as we learn more information. But so far, we're kind of sharing with you guys everything we know about this adventurous property that we just bought.
Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, we say we're not going to go until the spring, but who knows? We might get bored. We have no idea what the weather's going to be. We might go earlier. We're excited.
We're pretty pumped. The boys are just freaking out excited. And of course, we will be bringing Nana and Papa along. So for those of you
Absolutely.
who always are asking to see more of Nana and Papa on the channel, that will definitely be happening for sure. So it's basically a whole family affair, which is super fun. They're also very, very excited about this new adventure we're going to take. We also have some huge news to share with you guys next week. We're just trying to make sure that everything is finalized before we share with you our really, really exciting news about that, but it's equally as exciting. So I'm really thrilled to be able to know that next week we can tell you guys some more fun things that are happening with our family. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all of the support. The goals that we had for our YouTube channel, we had no idea when we started this channel where our content would go and where our family would be, and if we would even do videos for that long. You never know when you start a channel kind of what journey you're going to be on. And so far, YouTube has been one of the best journeys we've ever taken. And the relationships and the YouTube family, the community that we've built through YouTube is our number one thing about it. And aside from that, it's been giving us opportunities from our hard work to be able to do really neat things like this, like renovating a camper and renovating things in our home and working with amazing brands and buying land and just all the togetherness time that we have. So It's because of your guys' support that we are able to do projects like this. So we just want to very humbly thank you guys. I know we thank you guys a lot. We always tell you guys how much we love and adore you. It's real life, our feelings we have towards all of our supporters on the other end.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. We appreciate your continued support as we go forward. If you're new to our channel, hit subscribe. If you're not new to our channel and you're already just subscribed, turn on the little bell because YouTube will tell you when we put up a new video so you don't miss anything that's going on. No. So we're actually going to be finishing some stuff upstairs in the boys' rooms, working on stuff in the camper, and we have some other projects.
So officially, we're back in the camper.
Yeah, we're back in the camper, yeah.
So I will be peeling where's wallpaper?
He's looking for where there's no wallpaper.
I know.
How is there so much wallpaper in a camper? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah. The boys are loving their new bedrooms. You guys are like so sweet. The comments, the boys loved you guys cheering them on, doing the builds for the rooms. We still have things to do up in the boys' rooms, but we're going to be going between home renovations, finishing up the camper, and getting prepped to go to the new property. So we have lots of stuff coming up.
Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode.
Yeah, we will be doing some more work, and we love you guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you missed our other video that we posted today about me filming for the TV show, make sure you watch that. I know it's kind of confusing, 2 videos in one day.
Yeah.
And kind of, I know this is a lot of talking for this video, but we had a lot that we needed to share with you guys.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just good to do it all in one video.
This is just easier than just to inform you guys right now and let you know. Yeah.
Super fun. Well, we love you. Thank you so much. And we will see you on tomorrow's episode. Bye.
Love you.